Okay, now let's get to probability. Fun part. Okay, so in grade 12 probability, you get introduced to the new concept of the counting principle, right? So the counting principle, right? But basically, what the counting principle is basically the way of calculating the number of total possible outcomes and the number of outcomes of a specific event. Right. In grade 10 and 11, it was easy because you had a small set, and what you would do then, you would just go and count the number of elements in a certain set that you are interested in, right? But it becomes harder when the size of the set increases or you have many choices to choose from, right? Like in this case, the example in front of you right now. We are given choices for preparing a dinner. It's a combination. Now we want to prepare this dinner, and our dinner must have a starter, a main course, and a dessert. Right. And we can either choose to prepare your garlic snails for starters, or chicken livers or calamari for starters. Those are the choices that we have. And for the main course, we can choose to either prepare the grilled king clips or the beef fillet or the lamb shanks or the chicken cordon bleu or the vegetarian pasta, right? And for dessert, we can either choose to prepare your ice cream with the chocolate sauce or creme brulee or malva pudding or pudding, or you could prepare peppermint crisp tart, right? Those are all the choices that you have. So for each course, starter, main course, and dessert, I want you to think of them as tasks. And you have ways of performing that task. Right, let's say starter, call it task 1. Main course, let's call it task 2. And dessert, let's call it task 3. Right. So how many ways can we perform task 1? We have 3 choices to choose from. We can either choose to prepare garlic or chicken liver or calamari. How many choices is that in total? That's a total of 3 choices. How many choices do we have in preparing the main course? We have your grilled king pig, and what's on it, right? We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 choices. For dessert, how many choices do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 choices. Now, how many choices do we have in total in preparing this one dinner? This one dinner can be prepared in these following ways. For each task, you write a line. That's for task 1, multiply by task 2, multiply by task 3. For each task, you write then the number of total ways that you can prepare that task. That's 3 for the starter, that's 5 for the main course, and that's 4 for the dessert. And in total, how many ways do you have of preparing this dinner? You have 3 times 5, that's 15, times 4, that's 60 in total. So you have in total 60 ways that you can prepare this dinner. So in a nutshell then, this means that the counting principle is applied in this way. If you have 2 or more tasks to perform, to choose how you perform the task, you need the number of choices for task 1 and multiply the number by the number of choices for task 2. That's what you have in a nutshell. That's what the counting principle is and how it is applied. What if one of the clients, let's say you were working in a restaurant, you are a chef, and one of the clients tells you that, you know what, I want my main course to be a beef fillet. In that case, this is what I want you to start thinking of this. Think of it as if you are in a FIFA World Cup and you are the president of FIFA. And all of these are the groups of teams, right? So group A would be a starter Group B would be the main course, and Group C would be dessert. So in each group, you are knocking out, or you are eliminating teams. So for starter, you can eliminate a garlic, chicken, what, chicken, and calamari. Right, you choose to eliminate, or they are eliminated. Now, in the main course, which is Group B, all these other teams, your grilled king crab, your chicken cordon bleu, or vegetarian pasta, think of them as teams that have been knocked out. Let's actually scratch them out with a red color. Right, scratch them out. All of these teams have been knocked out. The only team that is remaining is blue. Now, I want you to tell me, how many choices do we have, given that all these other 4 teams have been knocked out? We have only one choice. Remember, for each we write a line multiplied by the other 2. Now, for Group A, how many teams have been knocked out? 0 teams have been knocked out. So how many choices do we still have? We have 3 teams to choose from. And here, how many teams have been knocked out? 0 teams have been knocked out. How many teams do we have to choose from? We still have 4. Therefore, we write down. Just like that. 3 times 1, that's equal to 3 times 4, that's equal to 12. That's a total of 12 teams to choose from. So that's a total, going back to our original dinner preparation example. So this is a total of 12 ways of preparing this dinner, given that, that's a condition, given that a client says they want beef fillet for the main course. I hope that's clear. Now, in the next video, we'll be looking at ways on how we can take this idea further and apply more conditions. Right, cheers.